Good morning, boys and girls, and all of God's children. Welcome to the Church School Neighborhood. I'm Sister Angie Spears, the excited Church School Superintendent. What a wonderful, wonderful lesson we have for you today. As you know, the theme for our spring quarter is Social Teachings of the Church. Well, today's lesson is titled World Peace through Mutual Understanding. World Peace through Mutual Understanding. And our very key word for today is peace. Peace. Our lesson today comes from Isaiah chapter 2 and Acts chapter 17. And between these two scriptures, we are learning that God has planned peace for all of his children. And so in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah is a prophet. He is telling us the following: many people shall come and say, so the day is coming when many people will say, come, let us go to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways and that we may walk in his paths. The time is going to come where people are going to really understand that true peace only comes through God. And people are going to reach a day where they are going to really and truly be seeking peace. And if you continue to read in Isaiah, that was Isaiah 2, verse 3. When you get down to verse 4, it tells us, he, meaning God, will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many people. So the many arguments, the many things that lead to war, God himself is going to settle those disputes. And then it says, nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. God's plan for his people, for all of his people, is that we live in peace. That we live in peace. What a wonderful, wonderful lesson. And as we were studying this lesson, it was Patches who had a really great example. Can you share with us, Patches? As you know, Patches has the two grandfathers, the one that lives in the city, and that's the one where all the cousins will come over to that grandfather's home. And then there's another grandfather, and he lives in the country. He has a farm. Well, Patches says that one of his friends, Harvey, had really wanted to spend a weekend with Patches. And when Patches started telling about the grandfather, the one in the city, and all the cousins that come over and all the stuff that they do, what did you say, Patches? There's always things going on. There's a baseball game. There's a football game. There's baseball, football, basketball. Grandpa has a hoop outside of the garage. They are playing games outside. They get to play games inside when they go in. If it's a rainy day, they're on their computers and gaming. There's just so much to do. And the older cousins are, what did you say, Patches? They're pretty cool. They're fun to be around. So when Patches told Harvey, Harvey said, yes, I want to go. Yes, can I come with you? Well, it was all agreed that Harvey was going to get to spend that weekend with Patches. And the weekend came, and what happened, Patches? Patches' parents said, Patches, there's been a change. The grandfather that lives on the farm, he really needs you to come and spend the weekend with him. He has some chores, and he said he could really use the extra set of hands. Well, Patches had no problem going, but he was wondering about his friend Harvey, and he told his friend, and the friend said, sure, I have nothing else to do, I'll go. And what kinds of things did you do? Well, Grandpa did have a lot of things to do that weekend. There was a new horse that he had purchased, and he had to get this horse used to being in the farm at the farm. There had been a big rain and some of the rain had come through the barn, and Grandpa had to go up there and patch the roof. And so it really helped to have Patches, and now Patches and Harvey to hand him lumber, hand him nails. It really was a great help. And there was a crop of potatoes that really needed to come in from the field. It was quite a bit. And so again, now it wasn't just Grandpa, it was Grandpa, it was Harvey, and it was Patches. So when they got done, Grandpa says, "Oh my gosh, I could not have done this without you. I am so appreciative." And he was worried that, oh, I wonder if Harvey enjoyed himself. Did he get bored? Did he get worked too much? Did he get worked too much? So at the end of the day, Grandpa said, "You know what? I'm going down to the pond. I'm going down to the pond to fish. If you boys want to come with, you can. But if you just want to go back to the house and do whatever, I'm fine." Well, Harvey said, "I'd like to come." So they went down, and they went down there to fish with Grandpa. And what did they do? They just sat there, and Grandma had made some sandwiches, and they watched the butterflies, and they listened to the birds, and they watched the frogs hopping, and just the blue sky and the clouds, all of it. And Grandpa says, "You know what? I don't really come down here to fish. I come down here for the peace." He said, "This just reminds me of how much peace God has intended for all of us." Well, at the end of that weekend, when it was time to go home, guess what happened? When they got home, Patches' parents got a call, and it was Harvey's mom. And she said, "Oh my goodness, my son enjoyed being at the grandfather's house so much. That's all he talks about. He says it was so peaceful. He enjoyed it so much. I can't thank you enough. If there's ever an opportunity that your father needs an extra hand, please include Harvey. He would love to come." But what was it? It was the peace. It was just sitting out and looking at the water and listening to the birds. And that's the kind of world that God wants for all of us. He wants us to have peace and enjoy his creation. And we're told in his word today, it's exactly what he has planned. So let's take a look at the memory verse. We've shortened it a little bit. Let's read the full Isaiah 2:3a. "Many people shall come and say, 'Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths.'" Isaiah 2:3. Finally, people are going to seek to do things God's way. And with that, there will be peace. So here's our memory verse, the part we're going to memorize. "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths." Do you think you can fill that in when some of the words are missing? Let's see. "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his path." It is such a beautiful, beautiful lesson. And I know you're going to appreciate this as you study this lesson with your church school teacher. And one more week, and it's going to be Easter Sunday. We trust that you will, that you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful week. Next week, it's Easter Sunday, and our lesson title is The Future Life. It comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and we're in a new unit. We're in the same quarter, but the title of the unit is Caring for Our Families and Communities. Until then, have a blessed week. God bless you. Bye-bye.